YouTube, welcome to VEDA Day 7, and the news for the day is I got new lights. I'm really excited about these lights, and right now I'm only using one because that's really all I need, but the other light that I was using previously was probably older than I was, and I was scared I was going to burn the house down every time I used it, so got some new ones. So today I am going to be doing the favorite films tag. This tag was created by Baz Pierce, but I saw Ariel Bassett do this a while ago and I really wanted to do it. My favorite movies are movies that make me feel good and that I enjoyed watching. And that is the reason that your favorite movies should be your favorite movies and not some like, oh, this is so important type of thing. It's probably why I wasn't a very good film major. And these are in absolutely no sort of order whatsoever because I can't do that to movies. First of my favorite movies is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I love this movie so much. I saw this movie in the movie theater shortly after it came out and my brain exploded. It felt like I was just being like hit with something magical. It was so good. At the time I described it as, this is what the inside of my head feels like. Scott Pilgrim is great. It's basically about this dude, Scott Pilgrim, where he wants to date this girl and he has to defeat her 7 evil exes before they can really start dating. Based on a graphic novel series, and which I've read, which is awesome. And the thing I love about Scott Pilgrim so much is the editing in it and the cinematography. This movie feels like you're reading a comic. That's the thing that I love about it so much. There's so many clever editing choices and transitions between scenes and just the framing of the shots. It's so good. The movie also does star Michael Cera, and I know people have some very strong opinions about whether or not they like Michael Cera or not, but this movie is Michael Cera not being Michael Cera, and that's really what sold me on going to see this movie initially. If you want to watch a movie that's super nerdy and super fun, then watch Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. It's also got Chris Evans in it. Number 2 is Titanic, and Titanic I think was one of my first favorite movies, or at least the first movie that I had very strong feelings about that I could remember. It came out when I was in 3rd grade, and at the time I saw it 3 times in the movie theater, which was just like ridiculous at that time. A lot of people make fun of me for Titanic being one of my all-time favorite movies, but this movie it's so beautiful, it's so good. The thing I love about this movie is that it's not really about Jack and Rose and their love, where it's mostly about that, but it's also about how horrible this was as a tragedy and all of those lives lost, and Jack and Rose, or Jack is just a example of that. That's the true beauty of Titanic. Number 3 is the Grand Budapest Hotel. I saw this movie in the movie theater and it was just so much fun. I've always really liked Wes Anderson. I like his style, and I just like everything about Wes Anderson movies. They're just so fun. I felt like the Grand Budapest Hotel had so many twists and turns where you just kind of had to go along for the ride. It was just ridiculous and in a really good way, and I just love all of the colors and all of the miniatures and just oh, it's so pretty to look at, and the soundtrack was fantastic. It's just so good. Number 4 is Paranorman. Paranorman is a stop-motion animation film about a kid who can see ghosts and kind of his adventure he goes on to save a ghost's past life? I don't know how to call it, but it's really fun. It's a really kind of feel-good, fun family movie. It's got zombies in it and it's got ghosts, and the animation is just fantastic. I love stop-motion animation. It's so cool to look at. Number 5, I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but this is Pride and Prejudice, the 2005 version with Keira Knightley. Well, some people may see this as kind of a bad adaptation of Pride and Prejudice, or just another Keira Knightley in period clothes looking at pretty scenery type of movie, but I love this. I bought this movie on iTunes, and I have seen it so many times, like probably over 100 times I've seen this movie. It's just like, the acting is just really good in this movie, and it goes beyond just words. It's all of the little actions and the looks and the tiny movements that these actors make to indicate their feelings or what they're thinking. Every time I watch it, I just have this running commentary of what all of the characters are thinking because you can see it so well on their faces. Number 6 is Tangled. This is a Disney movie. This is my favorite Disney movie with my favorite princess, and this movie is so freaking beautiful. Oh my god. When I saw this in the movie theater, and when I saw it, I was just like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. And it was in 3D, and the lanterns, and it was just, oh my god, it was so good. I really like this movie because Rapunzel is great. Even though she's had this kind of horrible life of being shut up in this tower, she always manages to be creative and positive about things, and I really, really admire that. And it's just a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun characters, there's a lot of fun jokes in it, and that lantern scene is so good. Next movie on my list is a series, and I'm putting it all as one movie because it would just take up too much, and that is the Lord of the Rings series. And I am not a Lord of the Rings book fan, really. I tried reading the books several times, but I can't do it. But I really, really enjoy the movies. I have all of the extended editions. I don't know where some of my discs are, but they're somewhere. But I love Lord of the Rings because it's just like the epitome of fantasy movies. I love fantasy, and I love fantasy movies, but nothing even comes close to Lord of the Rings. Movies wise. Nothing is as good and as epic and as meaningful as Lord of the Rings is. 8 is a movie I saw recently. It is called Frequencies, and it is kind of a sci-fi type of movie, and this movie is about this kind of, I don't want to call it an alternate universe, but in this world it's Earth, where people have frequencies attached to them. It's like part of their being, and if certain frequencies get together, they can't talk for more than a minute, or the universe will try to stop them. This movie is about fate and love and destiny and knowledge and control, and it's just so good, and it makes you think so much. But if you're prone to having existential crises and they mess with your mind, don't watch this movie because it will freak you out. Really great. It's on Netflix right now. I think it came out last year, and I just want everyone to watch this movie because it was so good. Number 9 is The Princess Bride. This movie I have been watching for almost my whole life. I remember when my siblings and I got this movie for Christmas. We got it on VHS, and my parents got it for us because it was something that we needed in our lives. Everyone needs to watch The Princess Bride. The Princess Bride is so much fun, and it is so quotable, and is just one of the greatest movies I have ever seen, and is a really good feel-good movie. Just really, really, really great, and if you have not watched The Princess Bride, what are you doing with your life? Number 10 is Atonement, and this is another Keira Knightley and period clothes movie. I really like Keira Knightley, but Atonement is a fantastic movie. It's basically about this girl who makes up a lie, and it basically ruins her sister's life. Beautifully shot. The cinematography in this is just fantastic. I love it so much. The cast is really great in this movie. It's got Keira Knightley, it's got James McAvoy, it's got Benedict Cumberbatch in it, which I didn't realize until very recently. But that's the thing, he plays a creepy pedophile. Those are my top 10 favorite movies. They may change next week, they may change next month. I don't know, I'm always watching new movies. I love watching movies and going to the movie theater, so I'm always finding new things, so this list may change if I see another really great movie. Alright, let me know in the comments what your favorite movie is, and if you'd like to do this tag, feel free. And that is all I've got for you guys today. I'm Christy Lou. See you tomorrow. Matane!